Okay. Hello, welcome to my channel. This is the Study Abroad Diaries. Today we are coming to look at how to apply to schools and then how to find scholarship, I mean funding. I think we're only two here. Before I start, let's wait for a while for people to join, then we can start from there. Okay. So if you've not shared the link, you can just invite your friends to come. We are live. Okay. So whilst the live session is ongoing, you can leave your comment. You can also leave your questions, and then I would answer. Okay. Okay, so we are just waiting for a few people to join, then we can start with the live session. Okay. So let's quickly go over the documents you need for your application. So once you have the dream to study abroad, congratulations. It's not everybody that has the dream to study abroad, okay? And then having the dream to pursue your master's, graduate studies, and postgraduate studies is not an easy task to see the dream come true. Okay, so I'm here to help you. Let's look at the documents you need. First of all, you need to prepare your essays. The essays include statement of purpose, statement of interest, and some schools requires diversity. Okay, diversity letter. Okay, so with this letters, it tells you talk about how diverse you are, how you work with people from different background, and how you would be able to work with people from different background. How you would be able to work with people from different background. That's the letter of diversity. Now, the statement of purpose, you are briefly talking about your past, your present, and then your future. In other words, you are talking about what intrigue you to come into your program, like what caused you to have interest in your current program, your education, like educational background, what you did after your bachelor's, and what you're doing now, and what you seek to do in the future, as well as talking about what the master's program or the PhD program you want to apply to would do for you or would help you in achieving these career goals. Okay, that's the statement of purpose. A letter of interest is just briefly talking about how you are. Okay, sorry about that. Letter of interest is about talking about expressing your interest. That's the right word. Expressing your interest in your program of study or in a program or the scholarship being announced or offered. Okay, so that's the letter of interest. Now let's talk about how to search for school. Today I decided to talk about 3 ways of searching for schools and scholarship and to be assured of funding. Okay, so we have the first one being you just go to Google and then you type the name of your program. For example, you say MA accounting or MSc accounting or economics in USA. A list of schools will come out. So when the list of schools come out, you would select through and then go to the school's website, read about the program, contact program coordinators, and then apply to the school. That's one way. So, for instance, if you want to study aside accounting, let's say you want to study economics, okay? So MS Economics, you go to Google, you search MS Economics in USA, a list of schools will come out. You just select the schools you want and then you visit the school's website. When you visit the school's website, you would be able to know more about the program, you will know whether they have funding or not. And then these are the things you should look out for when you're looking for school. You should look out for one, the acceptance rate. Yes, you should look out for the acceptance rate. The acceptance rate. The acceptance rate tells you about the percentage of people accepted into the school um when the application period was over or when application is done. So if you have a school with acceptance rate of 90%, it means upon all the people who apply to the school, 90% of them would be given admission. And if you have a school with acceptance rate of say 20%, all the people around the world who apply to the school, only 20% would be given admission. So the it is very important to check acceptance rates. Okay. Now, this after checking acceptance rate of the school, you would also have to check funding available. Here in USA, most of the funding or the scholarship we know is called funding. Most of them is called funding. And they come in the form of graduate assistantship. So when you get a graduate assistantship or a full graduate assistantship, you would have the opportunity to work alongside professors that's in the research field, and then your tuition would be waived and you would be given stipend for your living expenses. In some cases, graduate assistant teach courses to undergrad students. Okay. So with the undergrad student, they would yes, you teach them for a period of time or 20 hours a week, and then your tuition will also be waived as well as you be given stipend. This stipend is what you will use for your living expenses. Okay. So with that being said, you check for assistantship. Now, let's say you followed a link or you followed a school to check um, acceptance rates on Google. You also check, you also check if they have funding and the department has graduate assistantship and they can give full graduate assistantship. Then the next thing you do, then the next thing you would do is email graduate coordinators. Most of the time, I tell people that emailing graduates, um, most of the time, I tell people that emailing graduate coordinators um, is the most important part of your application. Why? Because if you email the graduate coordinators, you get current news in the department or current updates in the department, which you might not chance on when searching for these data on the website, okay, or on the school's website or departmental website. And then emailing graduate coordinators emailing graduate coordinators also creates a rapport and shows that, oh, you're really serious and interested in the course. Okay. So, um, what emails can you send to these graduate coordinators? You could make these emails very short. My throat is very dry, but it's okay. So you could make this email very short. This is not the time you're telling them about your background and stuff. No. What you tell the graduate coordinators are Just simple. Yeah, just simple. What do? You tell them, oh, I'm interested in your program, and then I'd like to know more about the application process, or I'd like to know more about the program, or you ask them whatever you want to know more about. Maybe you want to know more about the application process. You also want to know more about if funding is available, the funding available, and if application fee could be waived. Okay. So with that being said, when you're emailing graduate coordinators, you should have in mind that they have a lot of emails they have to respond to. So your email should be brief, should have a subject, and when you're done with everything, attach your CV. The most important thing in emailing graduate coordinators is your CV. Attach your CV. Don't forget to understand. Don't forget to add the subject to it. Keep your message short, brief, concise. Okay, this is not the time you are making application. This is not the time. This is not the time you are making application. You are just making inquiries. Okay, so let's talk about a moment. Okay, let's see who is asking questions here. Oh, okay. Okay, so it is a discussion, but I'm just just going over some few things I've pinned down. Then I'll start answering people's questions. Okay, so if you have any question, please leave it in the comment section and then I'll attend to you. Okay, now we've talked about the first way of finding a program and then being assured of funding. Now let's look at the second step. The second step, there are a lot of states in USA here. So what do? You search the number of states, or you just go to Wikipedia or Google, you just type number of states or states in USA, it will pop up. So if you have a particular state you want to study in, then you go to that state. For instance, you don't like cold states. So when you search for states, you would be able to know the weather, you would be able to know the standard of living, you would be able to know more about the state and choose where to go or not. So if you don't like cold, you wouldn't go to states which is prone to cold. And if you want to be somewhere warm, somewhere with more international students, then you would be able to search for that state. So you list the state, Wikipedia will give you more information about the state. Now, when you open the Wikipedia state, when you open the state in Wikipedia, it gives you more information about the state, including universities in that state. So you go to the university's website. Yeah. So so you go to the university's website. Oh, Jacob, thank you for the comment. You go to the university's website. When you go to the university's website, as I said earlier, you look at the acceptance rate of the university, you look at funding available, you also look at the requirements. So when you find the requirement and you don't have one, say the school is requiring GRE, say the school is requiring GRE, you can email the coordinators. So before you email the coordinators, know what you really want to know about. Maybe you want to know about if they can waive GRE, you add it to your email. You want to know about scholarship available or funding available, you add it to you add it to the application. Okay, the email, everything you add it to the email. That is how it is done. And the graduate coordinator will get back to you. They will get back to you, just that they have a lot of emails. And sometimes the way you structure your emails or the way international students structure their emails end up in spam. So if you don't want your email to end up in spam, then you have to write your email well. And I gave a structure earlier. Let me just say it once again, and I'm not going to repeat it again. So I said that your email should have a subject, always have a subject, and then you should address the professor or the person in charge. So, dear professor and you add the name of the person so that your email wouldn't go to spam. You add the name of the person. If you don't know the name of the person or there is no name there, you can use dear madam or say. You can use the old school stuff. Okay. And then you write the message. So a short one. I'm interested in studying in this program, or I'm interested in pursuing this program, and I'd like to know more about funding available, application process, and if GRA and application fee could be waived. Then you add your ending part. Yes. So whether you say sincerely, you say warm regards, whatever you add, and you add your name. Okay. Don't forget to add your CV. Add your CV. Okay. Now let's move on. Oh, Emmanuel just want to come there here. He doesn't want the states. Okay, some states matter, you know. Some people are just allergic to cold, and some people are allergic to the heat. So it depends. So that's a way of searching for school. Okay. Now let's move on to something else. When I'm done talking, I would be answering questions, and then if there's a program you want to study and you want me to search for schools for you, I can do that for you. I've listed some schools here just so you can have a pen and paper, write it down at your leisure time, or when you have access to internet and you're less engaged, you can search for these schools. They have good offer there for you. Okay. Now let's move on. The third one, or the third way of searching for school, is by referral. A YouTube channel is by referral. So if you know someone in a university, or you have a friend, or your friend has a friend, something, by just referral. So a friend has a friend, or you have a friend, or a family, or you know someone, your former TA in your school, your former colleague, senior classmate is studying in the school. They can refer you, they can guide you. Like, especially if you are in the same department, they can take you through the application process, give you all the information you need and the tips you need to be successful with your application. That is very important. And then YouTube channel. As you can see, my YouTube channel, I've discussed a lot of schools here about 7, 8. Yeah, 7, 8 schools here. We have other people there, like Fred Faith. He's there. He's also discussing schools here and there. So you can chance on when you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Anytime I post a video on these schools, you also have access to it, and then you can put in your application. So these are the ways. So the YouTube channels, we put in information here. The school will also make announcements, like schools make announcements like, we are waiving application fee, we want people to apply to this school, this program. You can take charge of that, and then you can take advantage of that opportunity and then apply. Okay, that is these are the 3 ways of applying. And then before I forget, there's one thing about before I forget, there's one thing about emailing graduate coordinators. As I told you earlier, all the people applying to that department around the world are emailing him. Okay. So if you email him or her 3 weeks, you've not heard from him. Okay, 2 weeks maximum. So 2 weeks you've not heard from him, you shoot him an email again. You send an email to him or her. It's just a follow-up. So it could be like, dear Professor so and so, I'm following up on my previous email and I hope to hear from you. Something like that. What you are doing is you would go back to the email you sent earlier and then reply. I don't know. Yes. And then you reply, and he would see it. So when you follow up 2 times and then 1 minute, if you follow up 2 times and they are not getting back to you, if you have the luxury, you can give them a call. And if you are not getting back to you, it means that you have to look somewhere else. Okay. And it could also mean that the person is not in charge of graduate coordinate like coordinating the program again, just that the information on the website is old. So what you do is you can email graduate admissions. Like every school has graduate admissions. You email them and tell them you're interested in the program and you like to speak with a faculty, or you like to have as a you like to be connected to a faculty in that school. Okay, they would link you up and you would be able to speak with somebody. Okay, so now let's move on. Let me open up for questions. Do you have any questions for me to answer concerning what I've said, or any other things you want us to discuss? So I'm ready for your questions. Mhm. Any question? Okay. So if there are no questions, let's make sure. So if you have personal question you want me to talk about or discuss, you can send it to me. You can send it through my email. My email is in my description, so you can send it to me, the studyabroad@gmail.com, or you can just reach out to me on all my social media handles and then we vibe from there. Okay, so a question is, can I send an email to more than one professor in a department? Yes, yes, you can send an email to more than one professor in a department. You can do that. So you have to structure your email well so that when they sit, they would know that you're indeed interested in the kind of research they are doing, not just being desperate. For instance, you are, let's take agriculture for instance. Agriculture is a broad field. Okay, we have the crop, we have the plant, we have other field of agriculture. So if we are talking about a department called agriculture and you email a professor in the crop department that you're interested in the work that he's doing, and at the same time you email the professor in the animal department that you're also interested in whatever he is doing, you are not being consistent. You are not being consistent. So if you go to say agriculture, you are interested in the animal department, then all the professors in the animal department, you can email as much as you can. Okay, as much as you can. But you can't be mixing two different things altogether. But let me give another example. I had with my own example, I was applying to a certain school, okay, and I emailed about five professors that I'm interested in the kind of research they are doing. My program do not have concentration. And then I emailed all of them, waiting to hear feedback. One of the professors, a female, got in touch and said that her area of research does not align with my career goals. And I was like, Professor, this is exercise physiology, and that is my field, and that is what I'm interested in. And she came back to tell me, no, what my statement of purpose and then my CV, my background, everything is saying is not aligning with what she was doing. And I was confused. So I did my homework. I went to the website to check the professors again and the department. I did a thorough research. Okay. And I realized that, oh, so under my program, like in that school, they have divisions. So they have people dealing with the muscles and they have people dealing with the heart. Okay. Let me use layman terms. Okay. So they have people dealing with the muscles and they have people dealing with the heart and they have people dealing with non-communicable diseases. Okay. And she was dealing with the brain. So the neurons, the brain stuff. So when I told her, she was like, okay. So she was like, no, they don't like my area of expertise and what I want to do does not align with hers. Okay. And then she directed me to some of the professors that she thinks their work aligns with mine. And when I went to read about the professors, it was true that what they were doing really aligns with what I want to do. Okay. So in that case, she has been of help. Some professors wouldn't be like that, wouldn't be like, okay, you're interested in crop science and you're also interested one person, you're also interested in animal science at the same department at the same time. So they wouldn't take it lightly or easy like that. So if you are emailing, know what you are doing. If it is the same, say, muscle work, I can email as much as professors I want in that same because their objectives or their research interests aligns, like they are similar, they are same. Okay. So if you have any question, please you can put the question there. Yes, if you have any question, please put it in the comment section and then I will answer you. Okay, I'm going to answer all your questions. So put your questions there. So whilst I'm waiting to pick questions, let's look at this. I have these schools listed, and then you can take a pen and paper and write something down. So I have Berea College, I have Dayton University, University of New Orleans. Okay, so these three university, I said Berea College, Dayton University, and then University of New Orleans. Okay, so I've given three schools. As time goes on, I'll keep on naming the schools. And then if you have any program you want me to look into, I will do that for you. So Berea College, Dayton University, University of New Orleans. And then the good news is I have made separate videos on Berea College, on Dayton University. They have amazing offers. So you can go to my channel, subscribe, and then watch these videos. Berea and Dayton, they have amazing offer for you. And New Orleans too, they have amazing offer for you. But I don't have a video on New Orleans. I'm thinking about making one. Okay. So who has a question? I hope Ejekum, your question is answered. Oh, okay. You said thank you. Okay, so okay, there's a question. What are the questions to prepare for when preparing for an interview with a professor? Okay, so please can you come again? What kind of interview? Is it an interview, your first time interview, or an interview with a professor to be his student? Okay, so there is this issue, there is this you need to know. Before you meet, okay, your first time interview, before you meet any professor, you should know a bit about what they are doing. Okay. Knowing a bit about what they are doing will help you align your career interest with what they are doing. Okay. So first know about the professor. And then you should also know about what you really want. Most of the time, these professors, they want to know about your background, like your educational background, your professional background, like so after school, what did you do? Are you working? And then what are you working on? Like, what are you working on? That is very important. And then what do you want to work on? So your current project or whatever you are doing now, and then what you want to work on. So if a professor wants to pick you in his lab, if a professor wants, yes, so if a professor wants to reach you, if a professor reach out to you to have an interview with you, kindly read a bit about what the professor is doing in his lab, some of the techniques they are using in his lab. Read about them. So visit the professor's website, read about what he's doing, and then align your career interest, align your career goals. If a professor is doing animal work and you want to do crop work, how can you align animal work with crop work? If a professor is doing biogas something and you want to do, say, natural resource usage, like how are you going to align so that the professor will know that okay, whatever you want to do, it is in align with his career and his research interest? That is what they want to know. So please read about the professor's lab. Also, you should also know what you really want. Know how to talk about yourself, because they want to know you, they don't know you. They want to know you. So know how to talk about yourself. Like, um after school, what did you do? Like, what program did you study? It, although it is on your CV, you might be asked. And then, what did you do after school? Like, what are some of your strengths? Like, what skills have you gathered since you graduated? Or what are the things that will help you become a successful student? Yes, that's the right question. What are the things that will help you become a successful student? So you have to look into that. So read about the professor's program or his lab, and then learn how to promote yourself. Let me put it that way. Learn how to promote yourself. So what will make you a successful student? That is one thing you should know. And then you should learn how to talk about your background, some of the things you've learned, what your background has taught you. If you're a first generation student, you can talk about it, that you're a first generation student and you've learned through perseverance to stay for your you've learned through perseverance to achieve a lot of things you have in your life so far, and you know that with this perseverance you would be able to contribute to the smooth running of the program, as well as be a successful student, and you would be able to finish in time. So you talk about that, which part of physics you are going to do, like you talk about that. Learn to align your career interest with that of the professor. Also learn to talk about yourself, and then if there's anything, ask questions. Prepare about 3 questions that you ask about the program. If it is PhD, you can ask, so the program outline, like how is the program structured, and how long is the program expected to last? You can ask such questions. So prepare to ask questions about the program depending on how the interview goes. I hope your question is answered. Okay, so let's look at the next person. If your question is not answered and you need more clarification, you can leave a comment. I'll read it and then I'll talk more about it. So, Edward, oh, okay. I'm happy I'm able to help you. Now, let's talk about Edward. Edward is saying, is it, yes, Edward is saying, how can I apply to schools without recommendation letters? Okay, so recommendation letters have become part of application system. You know what? Most professors, excuse me, most professors do not know you. So they are relying on the other lecturers, okay, the other professionals to know you. They don't know you. They are relying on them. And what is happening now is recommendation letters are not being scanned like the formal days that you could upload recommendation letters. Now, most schools will let you fill forms, and then they would reach out to the professor whom uh, you want them to be your reference. Yes, so they'll send a link to them for them to they'll send a link to them sorry they'll send a link to them for them to fill the form. So you don't need to upload a hard copy recommendation letters. And if there are no ways of getting your lecturers or your professors to write a recommendation letters for you, you can reach out to your workers, like your employer, okay, where you are working, your supervisor. He is in the position to write a recommendation letter for you or fill that recommendation forms. And then if you did an internship anywhere, the boss there is also qualified to write a recommendation letter for you or to fill the recommendation forms. Most of the time, what I tell people is, you don't know when you need a recommendation letter. So when you're in school or when you're at work, at least you should have some 3 people that you know, that okay, when it comes to recommendation or anything, you can fall on them to write something for you. You can fall on them to vouch for you. You can fall on them to fill out these forms for you. Okay, so you have to reach out to people, your supervisors. Even if not your professors, your supervisors, your employers can do it for you. I hope I answered your questions, Edward. Okay, so um, is it Mohammed? What is your question? Please, can you come again? Are we going to pay for the processing of our applications? Okay. So the application fees, okay, every school charges application fees, but some schools waive it. It means that you are not going to pay in those schools. And some schools too, it is free to apply. For instance, Beria College is free to apply to. Dayton University, it is free to apply to. Michigan Tech University, it is free to apply to. So some schools it is free to apply to. Okay. Some schools it is free to apply to. Other schools you have to pay for it. And some schools are also waiving application fee. There's a time within the academic year or the year where some schools will offer free application week. So when you chance on this free application week where all application made during that time is free, you have to put in your application and then apply to. So some of these news we come to you with videos on that for you to know and then apply to. For instance, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, anytime I have this information, I would come out there, make a video and tell you about schools waiving application fee or how to get application fee waivers. Okay. Even on my channel, I have videos on schools with free applications. They have funding, they have good stuff. So you can subscribe and then you can be watching it from time to time, which will help you, guide you, and then give you tips to make you a successful applicant. Okay. And then um some schools have code and they organize meetings like open house. Open house is when school will call all applicants or people who they'll just create an event for everybody to come on board to see what they offer in the school. It is open house. So sometimes it could be in person. If we are here in the States, you could just go in person and then you tour the schools, they will host you, tell you more about the programs, departments, and everything, and funding available. But in the case where you are not in the school, some schools also host it virtual. So you go to the virtual open house, you know what is happening in the school, the programs, you meet faculties, current students, and at the end of such programs, they could give offers, they could give waivers that you can use to apply for free. Okay, I hope this answers your questions. um yes, Mohammed, I hope this answers your question. Anyway, so whilst I'm waiting for more questions, let's look at these schools. So if you've not written this school, the first three or four I mentioned, then you can write this down. So there is a University of Montana. So check University of Montana, and then you can also check University of Michigan, UMich, University of Michigan. They have a lot of scholarships in that school. So check that school, University of Michigan. And then if you need application fee waiver, email the programs coordinator or graduate coordinator, ask about application fee waiver. Okay, now let's move on. Um, Georgia State University. So, Georgia State University, the business school in Georgia State University is offering free application. Like, there, you don't need to pay anything. Georgia State University, the business school. So, the business school of Georgia State is giving free application. How do you get it? Okay, before I talk about how you get this free application or application fee waiver from Georgia State University, let me answer Edward's question. You said after a school has admitted you, but you cannot afford the tuition fee, how can you get a scholarship to help sponsor you? Hmm. Okay, so um Edward, you need to look at the cost of funding in the school, and then the cost of studying in that school, meaning your tuition, your living expenses, and whether you're supposed to pay an insurance. Yes, whether you're supposed to pay an insurance. Well, when you add everything, you start looking for how to find scholarship. Let's how to find scholarship. Now, after the school offered you admission, it means that you didn't email your department before applying. If you emailed your department about funding, they would be able to tell you more about the funding available. But it is not too late. Send an email to the graduate coordinator, the one in charge of the program. So the department you are going into, there is a person, a professor in charge of the program. Send an email to this professor. The email could be as short as you can. Let me just give you an example. You can just send an email with a title like graduate assistantship, or we can say funding inquiries. Okay. Hello, professor. Then you add the name of the person. Okay. It's very important. If you don't address the person, the system will see your email as a spam, and even the professor will not even see your email or chance on your email. So address the professor and tell him that, oh, you've been admitted into the program and you like to know more about the funding opportunities in the school. Ask him to tell you more about the funding opportunities in the school, and then he would tell you. And when he's done telling you, you would know what to do. And then you can also go on the school's website, the department website, and read about the funding in the department. That's one option. And you can also go to the school's website and read about scholarships available. So once you check all these and you qualify for any scholarship, please apply as much as you can. Apply as much as you can. Okay. And when that is over, you can also look at your country. I don't know, if you're in Ghana, you can look at Ghana Scholarship Secretariat. You can try your luck there. There's no harm in trying. When it comes to scholarship application, schools application, and all those stuff, there is no harm in trying. So you can just try your luck. Okay. Now, I hope I answered your question, Edward. If you have more questions, please keep them coming and then I would answer them. Now, let me tell you how you get free application to Georgia State University, the business school. Let me emphasize on this. I mean, the business school. Okay, so what you do is you would apply to the school and submit your application. That is it. Don't pay anything. If you pay, it means that the money cannot be refunded to you. So don't pay anything, just submit it and be watching, be checking your status. After 10 business day, the application fee that you are supposed to pay will just vanish from there. Let me use right word. Will just be removed. The hold to pay application fee will be taken off. Okay, so you wouldn't need to pay any application fee again. So you just submit your application, you don't pay anything, just leave it like that. Just submit your application, don't pay anything, leave it for 10 business days. The hold will be taken away and then they will start processing your application fee. After 10 business day and the hold is still there, you have to email the graduate coordinators of the business school and then they would attend to you. They have a lot of programs, nice programs there, so you can also go and check. And then let's see. Okay, I have a question. Okay, so how can I find external scholarship or grant or fellowship? Okay, so external scholarship. There are a lot of scholarship for STEM, like people offering program in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. There are a lot of scholarships there. But if you ask me, these grants, these scholarships are very competitive because everybody knows about them and everybody is applying. So if you put, it's not impossible to be awarded that scholarship. Okay, it is not impossible, but it is very competitive. So you need to put in your best in applying to those scholarships. So you can search online, you can search on Google some of the scholarship for your program. Okay, there could be an international body sponsoring students come and study, or people from people less represented or underrepresented to come and study in that program. So if you find yourself falling in that category, you can apply to those scholarships. And then schools have grants, schools have fellowship. So if you have a PhD, yes, if you have a PhD, you can also look at your school's website. They have links to external funding or external grants there. You can look at that school and then you would see information on that. Also, you can reach out to professors in the school that has admitted you. Yes, and then ask them about external funding, grants, and fellowship. Please keep your email straight and direct. This is not a time to garnish your email. They are just straightforward emails. Just send straightforward email. Be polite, but let the email be concise. Let the email be summarized, okay? So that it wouldn't be like you're beating about the point and I don't know how to give a long email. Like you start talking about your background, you start talking about the hardship you've been through. No, you're not supposed to talk about those things. All those ones will go into your statement of purpose. Everything about your background, whatever you've learned, will go into your statement of purpose. This one, just making inquiries. Hello, professor. I'd like to know more about external funding, grants, or fellowship in your department or in your school. Something like that. Just remember to add your subject, add the address, like address the person, dear professor, so so and so. That is it. I hope your question is answered, right? Yeah. If you have any question, if you have any question, keep it flowing and then I would attend to you. Okay, let's talk about Colorado State University. So I'm coming to give three schools that you could check when you're less engaged and then find some of the programs there. Okay, so we have one Colorado State University, Arizona State University, and then Virginia Tech University. Okay, so these schools, they are very good schools. They have high acceptance rate, so you can apply to the schools. Okay, and then there is a possibility of having your exams waived, like GRE for instance waived. So you could also ask for that. So you can check the schools, then these schools, and then apply. So Colorado State University, Arizona State University, Virginia Tech University. You can check those schools. Okay. Do you have any question? Do you have any concern? Okay, so talking about test, let me talk about English proficiency. Okay, let me quickly talk about English proficiency. Mm, I'm cabbage. Okay, so let me talk about English proficiency. So if you are taught in English for your undergrad, yes, just your undergrad, your 4 years undergrad, or your undergrad was taught in English and you were instructed in English, you did your assignments in English, you are not required to provide English proficiency exams test score. For instance, you're not supposed to provide TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, something. You are not supposed to do that. All that you need to do is email the graduate admissions. You see, know the difference, okay? Know the difference. Know when know when you email graduate coordinators and know when you email graduate admissions. Okay, so you email graduate admissions that all your education has been taught, all your education has been taught in English, and you're asking if the English proficiency test could be waived. Okay. Now let me talk about some undergrad stuff here. So if you just completed SHS or if you're an SHS graduate or leaver, you can look at Berea College. Perfect. You can look at Berea College. You can look at University of Dayton University. You can look at Anna Maria College. So the undergrad, this is for you. This is a bonus. This is a bonus for you. So all those SHS leavers. You can look at Anna Maria College. You can look at Beria College. You can look at Dayton University. Okay. You can look at them. They are colleges. They have scholarships. And then their scholarship is not only for graduate students, or it's not only for people doing their masters or PhD. They have scholarship also for people doing their first degree or bachelor's degree, or going to the university for the first time. Yes. So those of you, those SHS graduates, yes, you can apply to Anna Maria College, you can apply to Berea College, you can apply to Dayton University. Let me add this to it. So you can look at the colleges in USA. Okay, the colleges, most of the time, they have a lot of scholarships, because it's like they are competing with the universities. Okay, they are competing with the universities for people. So they have a lot of scholarship. They are doing everything possible for international students to come in. They are doing everything possible for people to come to the school. So if you're SHS graduate, there's a room for you. There's more room. Let me use this statement. Let me just tell this. When I was young, anytime I take my report card, I'll see there's more room for improvement. I didn't understand. I'll be asking myself, which room is this what I'm talking about? Our class is full. And I say there's more room. Anyway, let's move on. So there's more room for improvement. There's more room for you. Okay. So please apply to the colleges. Look at the colleges. They have better options for you. Okay. Yeah, do you have any questions? Question time. If I hope Mohammed, your question is answered. Yeah. Okay. So if you have any question, please drop it in the comment section, and then I would attend to you. Yeah. So let the question keep coming. And now let's look at people who are working and they just want to do some courses or programs, but they don't want to leave their work. So if you're working and you just want an online program to do, we have University of Maryland Global Campus. University of Maryland Global Campus. They have free application period till February 15th. So you can apply to that. Like, you can apply to that school. And then we have Purdue University Global. Purdue University Global. Their programs are 100% online. You don't need to buy a textbook. Everything is online. You just need your computer and then Wi-Fi connection or internet connection, and you're in school. Okay. So if you are working and you want to study alongside, but you don't want to leave your country, you don't want to leave your work, family, you can look at these online programs. They are very, very good. Okay. Any question? I think I've tackled a lot of questions now, but if there are questions you want to ask, you can ask them. I don't know what happened to my hair today. My hair doesn't want to be in shape, but anyway, let me put it in shape. Okay, so do you have any questions? If there are no questions, I would like to thank you very much for coming on this live, and then I would say please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like and share. Okay, so like and share. And if you have anything, reach out to me on any of my social media handle. I have a Facebook page now, so you can how do you say it? You can go like, follow, share with friends, and we can vibe over there. So if you have personal questions too, you can DM me in any of my social media platform or handles, and then I would attend to you. So if there are no questions and we are all okay, what I'll say is Thank you very much for staying with me till this time. And then I am Abigail Doku, and this is the Steady Abroad Diaries. Stay tuned for my new videos. I'll make videos on CV. I'll make videos on campus stuff. I think people want to see my campus. Okay, so this I'm on campus today is Sunday, but I'm on campus by this time. I came to the lab to work actually. So um this is just let me just show a quick view. Okay, so this is my campus here, Central Michigan University. It is a nice place. So yeah, it is a nice place. If you want to do exercise physiology, you can come here. Any program you want to do, you can come here. Just that you have to pay your application fee. Application fee is not free now. The free application fee is over. So Central Michigan University, you have to pay application fee, but they have a lot of scholarships. So just see around. Hey, my water. Yeah, so you can see around. I'm planning to have time and then make a full video of my campus going on a tour, showing people around, and then if there's anything you want to know or a place you want me to go to show you, I would go there and then show you. If you are now joining us, please, if you have any question, you can just drop it and then I'll answer it. If there are no questions, then I'd like to say thank you very much. Please stay tuned. I'll keep you posted with the latest scholarship information, latest application fee waivers, and then latest application fee waiver, and then tips to make you have a successful interview, to make you travel here safely. Okay, so please reach out to me on any of my social media handle. Although I'm on WhatsApp, I'm not that active on WhatsApp. So if you reach out to me on Twitter, if you reach out to me on Facebook, if you reach out to me on um if you reach out to me on Facebook, if you reach out to me on Instagram, I would attend to you. Okay. And then my email is also there as well. Oh, hey, Jacob, the place is quiet because today is Sunday. Today is Sunday. Everybody is home. Sunday, what is the time? It is almost 4 p.m. Everybody is relaxing, preparing for the week. But I need to come to the lab. I need to run some research and everything. So that's why the place is so quiet. Weekdays, the whole place is very busy. We wouldn't have a serene environment to have this video because you see students around, you see students talking, you see students learning and all those stuff. So yeah, that's why this place is very quiet. Anyway, thank you very much once again. And if you've not subscribed yet, it is very important. In fact, your subscriptions gives me motivation to continue making videos and then getting back to help you. So let me say adios. Bye.